Okay, so this photo's overexposed a little bit and it's a little bit blurry, but you can work with that. First thing I'm going to do is go over here and adjust the crop. I want to rotate that so the background is level, and then we get her a little more in focus. It would have been better to get the sky in focus, and so I'm going to crop. Oh, let's bring this up a little bit, and we'll just set this as like a 16 by 9. There we go. So it's still off a little bit from the background. We can adjust that properly. Now we got the background basically level. So I'll bring this out a little bit more, give us a little more to work with. This whole 2/3 thing, this is where we get our hot spots. You usually want to have the background level with here or here. The waterline you could do. For this, we'll do it kind of with her laying down. We'll make that lower 2/3 her laying down. All right. So similar to before, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to exposure and just go -1 right away. So that brings us a lot better. Let me go to -1.2. There we go. So it gives us better color overall, and then we could start our adjustments. I'm going to bring the highlights all the way down works. I don't think I need to bring the shadows all the way up. That's a little bit too much. I'm going to go to 70, and then we'll go to the whites, hold Option, slide that up, bring it back down so at 12. Blacks, bring that down a little bit. We can bring it down quite a bit. Let's go -43. So just a little, can't do before or after, but it makes a big difference. Clarity, again, we'll bring it up 33. If we look at vibrance, get an idea of what it's going to do for us. It can bring out a lot of color. Let's leave that at 0 for now. Dehaze, not really needed in this photo. We'll do a little bit. We're going to leave that until we adjust the tone curve. Bring the highlights up and the lights maybe halfway. It's kind of oversaturating her bathing suit right here. So if we bring the shadows down a little bit, give it a little more 3D effect. And then the darks. Let's wait for that to finish loading right here. All right. So I want to bring the highlights down again. I don't want to overexpose the bathing suit, although it can kind of look good. What you have in focus is the sand right here, which can be cool because you actually got her reflection. So let me look at that crop again. I'm gonna open this up a little bit more. There we go. So we got her full reflection in this crop. There we go. All right. So we kind of got the full reflection. From here, let's look at saturation, or sharpening, excuse me. Go to the masking option. Again, hold Option on your Mac keyboard. Bring that up so we have most of her kind of blacked out. I'm going to bring the sharpening up to 80. It's not going to really help us because the whole picture's blurry, but this is where it's in focus, the sand granules. It's kind of cool. I like blurry photos every now and then. And we'll just bring the luminance up to 15. Don't really need it. This isn't really a large photograph. But the background's going to smooth out a little bit. If we bring the luminance all the way up to like 50, we're going to lose some sharpness here. But it kind of blurs the background more. Maybe we'll leave it like that. Let's leave it at 50, 45. Chromatic aberration. I always turn this on, and basically what that is, if you zoom into a line here, you see that green? Chromatic aberration is supposed to remove that. You got this little purple green right here. So when I turn that on and off, you see a slight difference. It really has to do with the camera you're doing. High-end cameras don't really give you that. But you're not going to notice this unless you're pixel peeping. That's what photographers do. So chromatic aberration should remove this, but it didn't work too well in this photo. But that's what that check mark is. All right. And then transform, we don't need to do that. I already adjusted for that. And post-crop vignetting, that's what I did in the previous photo. If we go positive, what that does is white out around the edges. You don't want to do that. That's when you got to overcast or a really zoomed in shot. Kind of bring this down a little bit, bring more focus on the model in the center there. And you can see the before after. It does quite a bit to kind of bring our focus more on Shawnee laying out there. There we go. So we have that. And now I'm going to go up to vibrance. I'm going to turn that up a little bit. Let's put it at 25. See how we're looking. Still loading. And dehaze. I'm going to put that at 10. See how it looks. There we go. That looks pretty good. So you can tell the sun's coming in at this angle here. If we do a gradient filter, and I'm going to bring it in, kind of darken this spot a little bit, maybe darken the top, but probably just the back here. Let's go down to -6, -6.9. There we go. Clarity, we'll just put these at 0. And let's see how this looks. All right, let's angle it properly. It brings out the reflection more actually, so I'm going to use this. I'm going to bring this down, make this a little narrower, bring this to the center. There we go. So it brings out more reflection. You can see as we go exposure, it actually looks a lot better that way. So I'm going to do -1 and bring the dehaze up a little bit. There we go. That makes it a lot better. So we can look at before after again just by turning this off. It's got to load. Again, it's bringing more focus on our subject, which is ideally what we want. And it also makes the color just look better overall. Yeah, that's just a quick edit. It works. Looks pretty good. It brings our focus kind of more on the reflection here because that's what's the focus of the model in the background. There you go.